Hello, and welcome to Medill Newsmakers. I'm your host, Seth Humanik. As the war for Ukraine rages on, staggering numbers of Ukrainians have been forced to flee their country. The UN Human Rights Commission estimates close to 7 million people have fled Ukraine since Russia invaded in February. Official counts of Ukrainian refugees in the U.S. are hard to come by, but one expert I talked to says several thousand have made their way to Chicago's Ukrainian Village, where a thriving Ukrainian community has stepped up to help them adjust to life in America. Still, adapting to a new country and culture while trying to maintain their Ukrainian identity is a challenge for many Ukrainian refugees. Romana Bakhri fled Ukraine during the first week of the war with her mother, but her father was forced to stay behind and fight. She told me how she escaped Ukraine and some of the challenges she's faced in the U.S.
I used to work as a doctor in Kyiv, and February 26, my flat was bombed by the explosion of the Russian invasion, and I lost my job. It was so dangerous and unsafe in the Ukraine, and I was strongly recommended to escape the war and leave Kyiv as fast as possible. I decided to come directly to the border, so I traveled by the track, and we went to the Hungarian border. We waited there for 2 days in the border to cross this one. And finally, we did it. We got to the Hungary. But I should tell the truth that the life in Hungary and in Europe is too expensive for Ukrainian people. So, together with my mom, I continue my trip to Mexico because I perfectly know that the life in Mexico is cheap enough for Ukrainian people. After some time, the US government gave us an opportunity to go here. I asked my mom if it's good for her to go to US because we know that the life in US is too expensive and very complicated, and it will be so courageous to cross the Mexican US border. After that waiting, we went to the border. We were told that we are Ukrainian refugees, we need humanitarian parole, please give it to us, we really don't have ability to live in Mexico, please support us. And I'm so grateful for US government. They really helped us and gave such ability to live in US. I came only with one backpack, without nothing. I have nothing really. I didn't have money, I didn't have clothes, I had some summer clothes which a Mexican family gave me to live in Mexico. And also, it's so difficult to start new life without nothing. I don't have work authorization, and I still didn't find the work. But volunteering centers helped me so much, and the church helped me so much. So I hope I will be able to get my work authorization as fast as possible, and continue on my work and get some money and support my family and support all people who are in Ukraine.
Many immigrants like Romana don't have work authorization, a place to live, or a command of the English language when they first arrive in the U.S. Self-Reliance Association is the first place they usually go for help. Founded in 2020, Self-Reliance is dedicated to providing Ukrainians the information, professional consultations, and skills training needed to adapt to life in America. I spoke with Self-Reliance Executive Director Roman Yatskovsky, who told me about all the vital services his organization provides for Ukrainian immigrants.
We help Ukrainian people, members and Self-Reliance associated. We have so many coming refugee right now. Coming in the USA, maybe 500,000 people in the Ukraine. Chicago, 3,000 people, around 3,000. First coming in the Mexico border, Uh, somebody coming in the tourist visa, somebody leave this United States before 11 April. We help these people. First, in the providing the advocate service, we provide English school, we provide and computer school. So many people looking in the food, looking in the clothes, looking in the driver license. Indeed, advocate service, because very important is document. Very important is the first. Next steps, looking in the job, looking in the house, rent or live, looking the different area. So many people like to Ukrainian village because Ukrainian village have many Ukrainian service. Next point in the looking in the job is difficult because right now no license in the job, no have license in the job. In the license around 4-6 months in the after application.
Welcome back. Beyond just caring for immigrants' immediate physical needs, many in Ukrainian Village are dedicated to preserving Ukrainian culture in America. St. Nicholas Cathedral School is one organization that does just that for Ukrainian children, offering lessons in Ukrainian culture and the Ukrainian language. Mariana Doroshkevich and Leona Petrovich have both taught at St. Nicholas. They spoke about the importance of passing on their culture to the next generation.
Yes, and my name is Mariana Doroshkevich. I'm a teacher. I've been working here for a couple of years. I moved to study just here 8 years ago, but I did not have at the time permission to work. As soon as it got, I started work here for a community where is mixed families. Somebody has just one parent Ukrainian, and it was difficult to teach them fluent in Ukrainian, and Leona was my helper. So yeah, I'm so proud to be part of this school. That the school built couple generations before who moved to US as a running from the war, and that school is like the piece of Ukraine in abroad, because to continue being an Ukrainian, we have to have Ukrainian language. I'm so proud when third generation of Ukrainians still can speak this word Ukrainian, because this is your identity. This is how God decided to create you as a part of some culture. And I'm a mom of 3 daughters, and my third daughter was born here in the USA. And I know how it's difficult to keep her talking in Ukraine and be as Ukrainian. That's why I'm so proud for the Ukrainian people who still are sending their kids for that school, and that school can still exist because of us Ukrainians who just keep memory and be proud of yourself, of your identity, that you are Ukrainian.
Welcome back. In talking to Ukrainian refugees, I noticed that no matter how difficult their life in America, their homeland is always at the forefront of their minds. This is especially true for Tamara Kachala. She was a professor of economics at Bogdan Khmelnytsky National University in Cherkasy, Ukraine, before being forced to flee the country, leaving her husband and son behind. She now lives with her daughter in Chicago, but continues to support and raise funds for her country through her artwork and advocacy.
Ukraine in on fire. Everything is on fire. Buildings, infrastructure, whole cities. With your help, I think we can put out the flame of fire and fall all together. When come refugee, it is another world with refugee. But it's money. It is important. And for me, but economist in management, I can see in future for this land, for American. But many people come from Ukraine. You can't work authorization. You speak a little English. What is in future here? Okay, we can't back to Ukraine, but in Ukraine is a moment war. What stay here without money? But okay, American help for people from Ukraine. It is donations, but official, legal staying here, it is difficult in the moment. Right. Okay, I have old daughter here, and she helped me stay here. I can paint picture. I can support Ukraine for this picture, for will action, buy for picture, for support Ukraine. I can study English, and I can this possibility here. But another people without language, without money, it is difficult to stay here in America. But I have only touristic visa here. Okay, it is problem. I think it is a little problem, but big problem, it is in Ukraine is war. In Ukraine, in the moment, in this difficult time, it is war, is bombs and rocket in the moment in Ukraine. I'm alone and with small problem, okay, it is my problem. But it's important for me, it is help for Ukraine, help for develop, it is important. Mm-hmm. We don't know when can finish this war. It is important. But I will every day, every time, every minute my life, and I will be support for my motherland. I will support Ukraine.
Okay. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in to Medill Newsmakers. I'm Seth Humanek, and we'll see you next time.